Everybody, welcome back. Thank you so much for watching this channel. I am super excited. I've got an incredible video of an incredible interview with these two gentlemen here that we're going to compress because they have to get on a plane and fly back to Miami. They're in the dry heat. They're going to get too dry out here in Phoenix. So it is my absolute pleasure to introduce Joshua and Jeremy Mathis from Miami, Florida, to the Brent Daniels TTP YouTube channel. Say hello, guys.
What's up, guys?
What's up, guys? What's up?
Yo.
So these guys, listen, because we only have a short period of time before their plane takes off. Check out their interview that they did with Steve Trang on Real Estate Disruptors on YouTube. Definitely check that out so that you can get their full backstory, because you guys were on there for a couple hours, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So I mean, it's the full story. But what I wanted to do is, because I sat down with these guys yesterday and I was very inspired about. They're very similar to me in a particular way, and it's not something that's very common. But we've all never had a boss. We've all never had jobs.
Right. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
Our
right.
whole lives. These guys are 10 years younger than me. So they have gone their whole 28 years.
Yep.
28 years of never having a boss, being entrepreneurs in spirit. And I think there's a lot of people out there, but I think there's also a lot of people out there that are tired of working for a boss, tired of having a job, tired of being in an industry where they can't control the unlimited amount of income that wholesaling can bring to you. Right? And real quick, on a monthly basis, just to give people some context here, on a monthly basis, how much are you guys bringing in from your wholesaling business?
Wholesaling, on average, we bring in about 120 grand a month.
120,000. When did you start?
About 3.5 years ago.
3.5 years ago. So from 3.5, when you started, how long did it take you to get your first deal?
So the story goes, it took us 3 months, but it really took us 6 because we both were working full time for 3 months, every single day grinding, trying to get that first deal. And after 3 months, we got our first deal. But I say 6 because it's 2 of us. So
got it. Got double effort.
Yeah.
Double effort. I get it. Okay, got it. And then from there, did you start building consistency? Did you start building like a system? What happened?
I think, yes, we started to build consistency because what happens is you get over that mental block of, is it real? Mm-hmm. Do people really make money? Number 2, you learn that it's a very, very simple thing, very simple concept on how to make money wholesaling. And once we overcame that, it was just off and running from there.
Yeah.
And we've done so much from wholesaling, flipping, rentals, you know our story.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, incredible. And you guys have always been in Miami? Is that your primary market?
Yes. I mean, we love that market. We know that market. We understand that market. So we're not going anywhere.
Yeah. That's the way that I feel about Phoenix. I still keep this as a hub. I mean, I'll do some stuff on the outskirts, but I know in an instant if it's a deal or not. You know what I mean?
And the same. And that helps us so much because if a homeowner calls us and they give me the address, you build instant credibility by saying, "Oh, that's right by that park. That's right by here. I know exactly." And then that leads to more conversions.
And they even so certain times we don't even have to run comp. Right. I know if it's a 3-2, 1,500 square foot house, no garage, no pool, what I can sell it for in Miami Gardens. So
yeah, I love it. So and it's just that you guys, right? So you guys are building up your team now. You're finally getting to the point where after 3 months and building, now you've got the consistency, now you've got the income to really explode the business and scale with talented people. So if you're in Miami, right? Can I do this for you?
If you're in Miami, you can sell. Reach out to us,
Please.
Real quick, how do they do that?
Mathis Twins on Instagram.
And then
Twins.
Joshua Mathis on Facebook or Jeremy Mathis on Facebook. Yeah.
There you go. So guys, if you are a talented salesperson, if you've got a background in sales, organization, operation, definitely reach out to these guys. If you are in Miami, you might just find yourself in like your dream job. So these guys would know, or I wouldn't know because we haven't had a job. But if you're looking for one and working with these guys in Miami, check it out. Send them a message.
Let us know, guys.
That would be incredible. So let's go a little bit, because I think in this video, the most important thing, and we discussed this before we started this video, is the psychology of winning, the psychology of having a dream, a goal, to be able to start from wherever you're at, whether it's at nothing, whether it's, I was in debt $740,000 when I started this business. Wow. You know, whether it's coming from a background where you have financial support, right, or you don't have financial support, where you have family and friends that have been in the business or not in the business. Right. Like, it all comes down to the psychology, the mindset that we have of whether or not we believe that we can win, right? Or yes, believe that we can think big.
Right, yes.
I mean, we do our first deal after 90 days and we're like, okay, right, we cross that path from belief to fact.
Right.
But then how do we go, okay, wait a second, we could be millionaires doing this.
Right. Right.
So talk to me about how do you guys go about it? Are you reading books? Do you have mentors? How do you guys strengthen your mind? Is it just relying on each other?
All that plays a part, but for Jeremy and I, you know, the first step that people forget about when you want to be successful, you got to make a decision. Mm-hmm. First step is making a decision and say, hey, I want success. I don't know, success looks differently to everybody, but for us, you know, for the video purpose, we're talking about financial success. Sure. So we made that decision and said, okay, we want to be successful. Then we figured out, okay, what area, what can we do to help us get there? So we learned about wholesaling and everything you spoke about, read books, got mentors to help kind of, you know, speed us up in that process. But I think the first step that people really don't value is just making the conscious decision and saying, you know what, I want to be successful, and then building out a plan around that.
Got it.
Yeah.
So, I think the biggest thing for us is just getting a little exposure to a better life, a different life. And now it's so easy. You see that on Instagram. Mm-hmm. Some of it is fake, some of it is real, but whatever. Yeah. You get exposure to a life that you have abundant freedom. Mm-hmm. You can go in the store, you don't think about, can I afford this or not? And having that power to do exactly what you want to do, for me, it's no better feeling. Yeah. Just to know that, okay, I want to go to Hawaii tomorrow. Hey, let's go to Hawaii, and you can get up and do that. That is a great feeling. So I don't think I answered the question, but
no, I get it
a little bit.
No, and it's really interesting. And just to set kind of the background there, we were walking, they came into my office yesterday, we were walking downstairs, almost everybody gets lost in this building, and they knew exactly where their car is, and they said, and I quote, when you grow up in the hood, you need to be good at directions. Right?
You make the wrong turn, it's going to end bad for you. Right. Really bad sometimes.
So obviously you came from a low income, right, neighborhood, household, right, experience, yeah. Right? How do you not let that affect, how did you build up yourself to believe that you can actually even do this? I mean, you guys started this at 24?
Yep, 24 years, yeah.
And you had a business before that?
Yep, and we sold. Yeah. And as far as answering the question of how we get in that mindset, just if you either can be a product of your environment, or mm-hmm. you can come out of it and do more. So for us, it was, I'm tired. Growing up, just imagine your lights getting cut off every other month. Water, you can't pay water sometimes. You got to shower outside. These are stuff that we experience as kids. Yeah. And you grow up and say, okay, I can either continue to live like this, or I can take control of my destiny. Because everybody, like you said, you make that decision to take control of your destiny, and you put a plan behind it and you execute, mm-hmm. you're off and running.
Yep. I mean, because you're looking at two guys, we're not smart. We just work really hard. You won't outwork us. And as you get, as you reach,
I don't think smart's the right word there. I think maybe formally educated.
I'm not I'm street smart.
I think there's a lot smart.
That does play a role. But to answer your question, one, for us to get us in the mindset, and everybody is different, but for us, we saw my mom struggling. I knew I didn't want that life for her. I didn't want that life for myself or for my kids. So like he said, we made that decision. And then, one thing that we live by, and we talk to any and everybody. I don't care if it's a bum on the street. We feed the homeless once a month, sometimes twice a month. And a homeless guy taught me one of the biggest lessons of my life. You're not a product of your environment. You're a product of your thoughts. Mm-hmm. You can think your way out of a situation. You can think your way towards success. Yeah. Because I tell people all the time, God has blessed us with three things: family and friends, our time, and our imagination. And one thing that people don't value is their imagination. You can 100%. See, we're the only creatures on this earth that can see things before it actually happens. So, we spend a lot of time, thinking and imagining and saying, okay, we're going to get there. And then you say, okay, I see where I want to be, put a plan in place, let's execute on that plan.
Yeah, I read a great quote that said that what you focus on expands.
Right. Law of attraction.
Yeah.
Simple. Law of attraction.
Yeah, I absolutely love it. So you got into this. So you guys have built, and it's got to help that you guys are doing this together, right?
Yeah, that helps. That helps.
You know what I mean? Because you have strengths. You have strengths. You do. Who does the follow up?
Me.
You do all the. You do a lot of the talking to
Yes,
people.
yes,
Right. The
yes,
TTP.
yes,
This is
that's
my
me.
man, right? Right. So what do you do?
All the garbage he
Yeah.
brings me, I make it into magic.
All right.
So more acquisition. I mean, I do more so, organizational stuff, HR, hiring. I'm big on culture building.
Yep.
So he focuses
Systems, marketing, all that.
Well, no, I do marketing and sales and
Okay.
acquisitions,
Yep.
and finance. He
Yep.
does everything else.
Got it.
And I think we're so blessed and fortunate to have one another, not only to lean on one another when times get tough, but also to be able to the way God has positioned us in terms of our personalities. He's good at what he does, and I'm good at, and it was a natural progression and evolution to when we first started. We were doing everything together, and then he just took over HR. I took over acquisitions. He took over dispositions. I took over finance and stuff that we really love. So we're blessed to have that dynamic.
So you're building up the cash buyer database. You're talking to them. You're selling them. You're getting the most per deal. You're going out there negotiating with the sellers, getting belly to belly, knee to knee with the sellers, going to the house, locking up the deals, and then you turn it over.
Right. Yes.
Love it.
Right.
Yeah.
Love it, and it works. Were you guys like that initially, or did you have to?
No,
Okay.
not at all. We were both focusing just strictly on acquisitions.
Yeah.
We'll get the deal.
Yep.
We'll send it out and pray that somebody, found us a buyer. But then one of my mentors said, "Hey man, it's two of you guys. You guys can do double the work." So then he said, "You guys," and what we tell everybody was really taking our business to the next level is accountabilities, roles, and responsibilities. So we set real roles and responsibilities for each other. And I know if the leads are not coming in and we're not converting, I'm knocking on his door.
Yep.
We have a problem.
Yeah.
If he's bringing me the leads and we're not selling them, he can look at me and say, "Okay, I'm bringing you good deals. What's going on?"
Mm-hmm.
So now it's clear accountability on who's responsible for what.
I think that's the biggest thing that really propelled us.
Yeah.
Because if two people are accountable, then nobody's accountable, right? And once we start learning, okay, this is your department. If you do what you have to do, then you don't have to hear me complain and scream at you.
Now, is this based on your goals? Is this based on, hey, we want to make this amount of money? So when I break down the business and when we meet you guys meet Mondays, right?
Right.
I meet with my team on Wednesdays, and what it is it is a review on what are our quarterly goals, right? So I go, what's our 90-day goals, and then break it down to this is what we have to do this week. How do we do this week versus what our goals are?
Right.
Similar?
Yeah, pretty similar. So you set goals. So let's make them simple. We want to do $1 million this year.
Yeah.
And okay, how do we get there? We
$1.5
need to
million, right?
Yeah, $1.5 million. Well, we're definitely on track to do that. But I'm just saying for the audience.
Yes, got
so
it.
let's just say have $1 million goal.
Yep.
You know that if I want to do $1 million, you look at your average deal. Okay.
Yep.
Every deal that we bring in, we know we want to make $25K on the deal. We need to do X amount of deals.
Mm-hmm.
So the biggest thing that you first look at, okay, how many leads did we generate last week? Is that enough to sustain us to make a certain amount of money per month to get to that $1 million goal? And that's kind of what we do.
That is the hardest. One of the hardest things I think in this business is tracking your numbers.
Right.
Yeah.
Not only that, but being accountable for the numbers that you have to track.
Right.
Because a lot of us, we're out there, we're doing it ourselves. We're on an island by ourselves.
Yep.
We're only responsible to ourselves.
Yep.
We're only, you know what I mean? We're only accountable to the actions that we do. And what happens oftentimes is you go out there and you push, and you get that $30,000 deal, and you're like, yes! And then you stop talking to people. You stop the machine. You stop doing lead follow-up. You stop the things that got you to that deal. You stop those little wins, stacking those little wins, and you get complacent a little bit. You get some sort of little creative avoidances that pop up. You start coming up with ideas. You know what I mean? You got to get that consistency in your business and then start developing it. But develop it based. I tell this everybody in my TTP program. If you track your numbers, you can get a predictable business.
Right,
if you have a predictable business, you can scale that business smart.
Right. Yeah.
You're not just throwing, shit at the wall and hoping it works.
Right, and
Yeah.
that for us, we were not doing that for the longest until this year actually.
Yeah.
When we started, that's when we started tracking our numbers. And once we started to do that, we know that okay, every single month we need to generate X amount of leads to make X amount of money to get us to our long-term goal, which is X. And once we really start doing that, it just completely transformed my business. It gives us a little bit more time because now you have a number for your employees. So if it's somebody's role in our company to make sure we generate X amount of leads, they need to do that. And if they're not doing that, you hire and fire based off that number that you set for them. Once we started doing that, it's
Love it.
like that.
What's the big goal? What's the big vision, you guys think?
For us, it's more so we want to, take this wholesale thing and continue to grow it. But our long-term vision is we want to be in the rental business.
Yep.
We want to be in the rental business. We want to own doors.
How many doors?
For our BHAG is $1 billion under management.
Woo!
That's our BHAG, $1 billion under management.
Explain BHAG.
Big, hairy, audacious goal. So it's just a goal that
BHAG.
yes,
Yeah.
that's our BHAG. Our big, hairy, audacious goal is $1 billion worth of assets under management.
So that's from the rental side. And
Yeah.
then from the wholesale, just have a scalable company where we're just putting money in our pocket. And then we also have a PPC business. That's also residual income as well. So just growing those business, all of them have to do with real estate.
Right.
So
Yeah.
one thing that we really started to focus on was, as you start making a little bit of money, you start getting pulls. Oh, invest in this, do that. And we were doing that for the longest, and it never worked out until we sat down and said, okay, we know real estate. We're good at real estate. Everything that we do moving forward needs to have some type of involvement with real estate. So we broke it down. If we want to own rentals, $1 billion. We want to have we want to continue to have money coming in through wholesale. This is our goal. Okay, then we have a niche skill of how to generate leads online.
Yep.
So this is what we want to do, and all of that ties in together to real estate. So
Love it. Love it. So speak now to somebody that is just getting started. A lot of people, right? We start out at YouTube University. We look to get everything. No, and this channel is all about instructions. Give people out there, give anybody out there listening that is starting this business, give them some steps that they can take right now to be able to get their first deal.
I think.
What would you say?
I think right now we are in a hyper competitive market because everybody is a real estate investor now. So the difference between us and the viewers, if they're starting out, we're just going to outspend people.
Yep.
For them, they can outwork us in terms of being able to go directly to the homeowner
Yes.
at a much better connection rate. So if I was a newbie, what I would do is, I think in every state except South Carolina, they publish all the pre-foreclosure, the tax defaults.
Yep.
I would go online and I would get that list and I would just start door knocking, going to people's doors. That way you understand how to talk to people, you understand how to put a deal together, and you just really understand this business. So if you're out there and you're trying to get into this business, go to your county website, get that foreclosure and tax default list, and start banging on doors.
For me, I'm a little different. Figure out what you're good at, whether it's, because some people don't like, for me, I don't like sales. I hate it. That's why he's in charge of acquisitions. If I'm face to face with somebody, can I sell? Yes. But do I want to do it? No. So I would tell you, figure out what you are good at or what you want to do, whether it's cold calling, whether it's knocking on doors, or any other form of marketing, and just take action. You have to take action, because a lot of times we put plans into place or we say we're going to do this. And in my opinion, what separates the good from the great are those that execute and those that take action and move forward. Because if you're going to fail forward. At least you tried it and you say, hey, this worked for me, this didn't work for me, and you keep moving forward, you keep progressing.
Self-awareness.
Yes.
Right? Getting that self-awareness. I absolutely love it. If you don't want to knock on those doors because it's 1 billion degrees outside, then just get the addresses and skip trace them at batch skip tracing and call them up.
For sure.
You know what I mean? All the guys, any resources that you need for anything that we talk about on getting started in this are linked at the bottom of these videos. But, I think the most important thing, you can have all the links, you can have all the resources, you can have all the scripts, you can have a literal step-by-step instructions. If you don't have the psychology, if you don't believe that you're a winner, if you don't feed that identity part of yourself, that winner part of yourself, that's your castle inside you that says, I can do it, then you're always going to come up and you're going to get this close to action and stop. And that is a tragedy. 95% of people die with the best thoughts, ideas, and plans inside their head. Don't be one of those. Be one of the 5%. You already are stepping up to that because you're watching this channel. So, so in closing this, guys, reach out to them if you're in Miami and if you have a passion for this business and you have experience with sales. These guys have an incredible business. They're incredibly business minded. They're ready for you. They're ready now. I don't care when you're watching this. They're always going to be growing and recruiting. Yes. And think big, guys. I mean, $1 billion under. I mean, you guys. What, you're driving Mercedes, getting a Porsche, right? Doing these things, right? Wait a second. Did you grow up that way? No? Right?
I didn't think that was going to be said on this.
Yeah. So, this is what happened. I'm telling you, the point of that is wholesaling is a cash machine.
Right.
It is winning the lottery. Yes. It can literally change your lives and go into that. What you were saying, you look into somebody else's life that's doing something amazing, has the things that you want, that inspires you, that keeps you going. And now you're there. Right. And now you're inspired.
Yeah, absolutely.
So check them out at on their Instagram and reach out on Facebook.
Yes.
Thanks, guys. You guys are the best.
Thanks.
See you guys.
Thank you. Thank you.